and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is on what does your boss and or coworkers think about you. So think of somebody at work, either your boss or your coworkers, maybe both, and tune into the pile that you are the most resonant with. We've got pile number 1, red flashlight, pile number 2, the purple flashlight pile, pile number 3, the green flashlight pile, pile number 4, the yellow flashlight pile. So take a second to tune into which pile you resonate with the most, and let's get started. Alright, pile number 1, the red flashlight pile. Let's see what cards we have for that. We've got the Four of Pentacles, interesting. We've got the Eight of Cups. We've got the King of Wands. We've got the fascinating, Six of Swords. So, interesting. So we've got two cards that indicate some sort of movement away from something, with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords. So I think for some, I'm getting different threads for this, but for some I'm hearing that they feel that you're trapped in your job. They feel that you're trapped for some reason, and you want to get away, and you can't quite get away. I think of the movie Fight Club, right? For some reason, like just they think that you're somebody who feels a little bit. And I'm hearing different threads, not in all cases, but in some cases, there's a sense of sort of trapped with the Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is sort of going away on some spiritual journey, and the Four of Pentacles is sort of reversed as being, I'm seeing it as almost being, almost like you want to get out of there. And then the Six of Swords, there's also a movement of wanting to get out of there as well too. But I'm also getting conflicting information, like, not conflicting, but sort of like, we got the King of Wands here, so it's sort of like surrounded by the King of Wands. They almost feel like you're, in some cases, like a powerful person, like a very powerful person, and it's sort of like they feel that you're almost this sense of, they feel like almost, I'm hearing the movie Fight Club, right, where they're, they're not too enchanted with the corporate world, and they're almost like, they feel like there's almost this powerful pent up energy, is what I'm seeing, like a powerful pent up sort of fiery energy that they feel, and it's sort of like they want you, they kind of, they feel that you're going to eventually, in some cases, move to a different, something better for you. Like they feel like sometimes that you're moving, and it's almost like, yeah, like it's sort of like they feel that you're almost moving into a different direction, if you will. That could be out of this. They think you might be almost have a fiery energy that's almost in the wrong place. And I keep on thinking of the movie Fight Club. Or they think that you, and I'm hearing something else too. I'm hearing that they may think that you go on many spiritual, okay, and I'm hearing another thing too. I'm hearing another thread. I'm hearing that they think that you're almost a contradiction, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that there's a very contradictory energy. They feel that you're 50% one way, 50% another way, and that you have a fiery persona, but you almost have a watery spiritual side. I'm hearing too, a fiery persona that's very much in control and very fiery and powerful, but another side that's spiritual. So some people don't know what to make of you, because it's sort of like they feel like you have an emotional energy mixed in with a fire energy. But some people think that it's sort of like, in some cases, not all, but it's sort of like you're almost like, they see you as not being in this company forever, because it's sort of like they can't figure that out. Though it's almost like they think you have a very contradictory, like a very controlled, fiery persona, but also a very emotional. So some think that you go both ways in terms of emotionality and fire, if that makes any sense. and then I'm also getting. Oh, let me grab my with my. Yeah, I got the world here. I just cover that with my sticker because YouTube, good old YouTube. But it's almost like they feel that you're destined to go on very worldly journeys, very um yeah, like just very worldly journeys. I'm hearing, and you almost I see that I'm hearing is I'm hearing one foot in the door, one foot out the door. Like they may almost, some of them almost may speculate on your extra or not extraterrestrial. Maybe that's a. I didn't mean to say that. Maybe they feel that you almost have extra. They can't really put their finger on it, but it's sort of like they feel that you do these activities outside of work and they're not quite sure about them. So you sort of arouse their curiosity because it's half fiery, half somewhere else is what I'm hearing. Half fiery, half somewhere else. And yeah, it's sort of like a watery. They almost sense a watery spiritual energy. I'm hearing that in a lot of cases you may be in a environment that's not exactly um, spiritually inclined, if you will. Like it's sort of more of a. I think I keep on thinking of the movie Fight Club for some reason. So it's almost like you're forced to have these split personas, right? This split personas, and it's sort of like and it's almost like some people find it. This is what I'm hearing. Some people find your energy sort of curious and like interesting, and other people are just like that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that some people think your energy is curious and fascinating and endearing almost, but other people they're a little bit like suspicious of it because it's sort of like you're in a you may be in an environment that's not exactly spiritual. And I keep on thinking of the movie Fight Club, where he was in a a cubicle that or sort of an environment that wasn't quite um, I don't know. I just keep on thinking of the movie Fight Club, and then let's see. Let's see if I can get some more. Everything is fine, and then I'm hearing it's almost like I see this card here. It's called it's in just in this deck right here, the Witch's Tarot. Everything is fine, and then when I look at that card, I look at it's almost like it brings me back to the contradictions that they feel about you, like everything, because it's very much a contradiction. Everything is fine, and yet there's swords coming out of her. And I'm hearing that they don't exactly think of that picture as being you, but it's sort of like the contradiction that they can't quite figure out. So that's what I hear. You're a contradiction that they can't quite figure out. They think you've got some spiritual activities. Some like it, some don't, and it's sort of like you may be. They may sense that you're not quite. There's a side to you that isn't quite part of this company. I keep on thinking of the movie Fight Club. Interesting. So that's what we've got for pile number one. Pile number one, and here just so it's all. And yeah, that's all we've got. I hope you enjoyed that. And now it is time for pile number two. All right, how pile number two is the purple flashlight pile. Let us see what it is that Spirit would want to tell you about. What do your boss or co-workers think about you? Okay, let us see. What do the cards have to say? Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords, the Four of Wands, interesting. The Tower in reverse, interesting. And the Emperor. Interesting. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can maybe get another clarifying card with this. Let's see. A King of Cups. The Emperor and the King of Cups. Interesting. Purple flashlight pile. I'm hearing they may think of you almost. Okay, this is what I'm hearing. I'm getting it. I'm getting it now. Took me a second. I just needed that clarifying card, and now I get it with the purple flashlight pile. Okay, so what I'm getting is that they feel that you create interesting. You create a stable foundation, is what I'm getting. They create with the Four of Wands. They feel that you create a stable foundation, and they feel that you create a stable foundation because we've got the tower in reverse that doesn't allow any chaos. So they feel, a lot of people feel, I hear that they feel a sense of safety around you because they feel that you're a powerful person who prevents chaos. Interesting, you prevent chaos, and it's almost like you'll hold the fort down and not allow sort of chaos. I'm hearing you. You'll hold the fort down. You won't allow any chaos. You create a safe, stable, almost. It's almost like you create a safe, stable state for sort of. I'm hearing emotionally challenged people. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that you that you sort of you yeah, you create a safe, stable space that prevents these kind of, like the Seven of Swords in the Tower are kind of considered, I don't want to use the word negative cards, but I'm hearing that it's almost like you shelter people from these things, or you shelter the company or the environment from these, and people feel that they can come to you because you've got a stable sort of a stable sense of self, but mixed with the King of Cups. It's really interesting because it's mixed with the Emperor is a sort of a a stable card, but it's mixed with the King of Cups is when he's in his best aspect. He's upright or goodly aspected. He's good, yeah, goodly. If that's a word, but it's almost like they see you as a stable source, but also with the maturity. He's emotionally mature, and creates a stable emotional state for people to air their grievances or to feel safe. So that's a positive thing to create at work, because work, I'm hearing, okay, then I'm hearing the Seven of Swords. I'm hearing the Seven of Swords is that your workplace can not always be a safe environment, but it's like your presence creates a sort of, what do you call it, a stable, you're a stable base in sort of a sometimes toxic environment with a Seven of Swords, and you sort of prevent those toxic environment, or you prevent or create a safe space, if you will, with the Four of Wands, a safe, stable space, and the Emperor with the King of Cups is a stable space with the emotions, and it's sort of like, yeah, a mixture of creating emotions with stability but emotional maturity, right? Because this Emperor is very much about creating stability, um, like a stable base. So it's like so it's an interesting combination, the Emperor and the King of Cups. So it's creating a stable base, but with like with the emotional maturity of the King of Cups, right? Because it goes knight, queen, and king. So he's the master of the emotional suit. So at the very he's the top person that you can come to, who's emotional mature, has or emotionally mature, has counseling energy, and a stable emotional base, if you will. Interesting. What else can I get from that? Let's see what else to get. So be patient. They almost feel you as a patient person, like a kind of a stable like sort of a stable. What I see from that is like sort of a stable, tune out distractions. It's almost like you're able to create sort of I keep on hearing a safe, soft space, tuning out distractions, like a patient, steadfast energy that people can come to. And you may have recently had like a position of authority, so they appreciate having a stable, like creative no. It's sort of like you have a mixture of good boundaries, but not with a creative no. But it's sort of like not one of those hard asses people, not one of those like yes, you have a stable boundaries. You don't allow people to walk over all over you, but it's sort of like it's from a stable place, and it's not those kind of people that are very obnoxious and narcissistic. So they don't feel that they feel like you're the opposite to that, your boss and coworkers. And I keep on getting that even if you're not in a position of authority, people may view you that, even if you're just, even now I'm hearing is even if you're a coworker just like them, they almost see you as an elevated, like like what do you call it, like authority. They see you almost as an authority, but an emotional authority, if that makes any sense. They can go to just like and calmly air their grievances. And I'm hearing they also may see of you as a person who's a liaison between them and the boss, if there is a boss. Like it's sort of like they may see you as almost like a go-between because of your stability and almost boss-like energy combined with your emotional maturity. It's sort of almost like they think, oh, you're a good person to air your grievances to, who can talk to the boss, and you may or may not appreciate having this role. I'm hearing that's what I'm hearing. You may or may not appreciate having this particular role. Interesting. So that's all we've got for pile number 2. And I'm hearing, yeah, because I'm hearing there's some and then before I and this, yeah, I'm hearing the 7 of Swords. There may be some unsavory, and not this may not resonate with everyone. There may be some the 7 of Swords, some unsavory sorts at your company, like 1 or 2 or even 3, mostly 2. But it's sort of like you create a stable, like really like people might be like, or you might be like, oh, these people are really unsavory or untrustworthy. But it's sort of like you create a stable, a counterbalance to these people. Interesting with the 7 of Swords. Yeah. So that's yeah. I think that's the ending of the message, and that's all we've got for pile number 2. Let us move on to pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope you have a good day. And here we go. Let me shuffle the cards, and now it is time to, in case I need some clarifiers. We've already got the cards here, but sometimes if I feel to, I take out clarifiers. So let's shuffle those cards a little bit in case you need clarifiers. And then yeah, pile 3. Hello, pile 3, the green flashlight pile. The green flashlight pile, normally a healing energy, purple flashlight. But let's see what is pile 3. What does it have to say to us? Okay. Oop, I'll cover this up here, just because of YouTube. So the Lovers in reverse, interesting. I have my stickers handy just in case there's another one of those cards. YouTube. Okay, fascinating, because Knight of Cups and the Lovers are the same, or not the same kind of, but the same kind of emotional, loving energy. But we'll see what else. So we've also got 8 of Swords. Oh, fascinating. 8 of Swords. So some sort of feeling of being trapped, or someone has some feeling of being trapped. Interesting. And then we've got the Hierophant. Interesting. So I'm hearing that for some, they almost feel that you're trapped, which is interesting. The Lovers and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so let's see. It's almost like, okay, and maybe some people may think that with the Lovers in reverse that you don't like your job and you feel a little bit trapped. So some people may think that with the Knight of Cups. It's almost like what I'm hearing is it sort of does this to a lot of people, your job, though. It's sort of, it's not just you, but for some cases it's like it does this to a lot of people. You may feel trapped, and like basically, but I hear your job does this to a lot of people. It sort of sucks the love out of people. I'm hearing it's sort of like people. I'm hearing that they may think that you try to bring love to the job, like a sense of love and emotionality and healing to the job, but it sort of takes the life out of people. And for some reason, I just thought of, like, and not all, it's not going to resonate for everyone, but for like, it's sort of like it could be a very draining emotionally environment, like working in like nursing or an ambulance driver, or sort of counseling, something that can be very emotionally, it could be a rewarding. So they think that you feel kind of trapped, but sort of rewarded by your job in some cases, or even like a teacher, something that's very emotionally taxing, but it's almost like you're all in this together, is what, not to use that phrase, but it's sort of like it's a flip between the Knight of Cups and the Lovers being reversed and being almost drained to almost being rewarding. So they think that you're trapped, but you're rewarded and drained at the same time. Trapped, rewarded, and drained at the same time. So it could be, um, it could be something like a teacher or a hospital ambulance or something where you're required to really step out of your comfort zone and sort of develop yourself emotionally, is what I feel. Like it's almost like it's supposed to develop yourself emotionally, and they feel that yeah, you almost, it's sort of like developing yourself emotionally. They feel that it does, but it can also be draining. So it can be rewarding or draining. So they feel that you feel rewarded, drained, trapped, all at the same time. Interesting, and they may feel that way as well too. And it may be a job where you're kind of required to tap into. It may require that you need to tap into your spiritual wisdom. So they may think that you tap into your spiritual wisdom to do that. It may think that you tap into your spiritual wisdom, but it's sort of like, so that's what they think. They think that you tap into your healing energy, but it can be a lot too and drain you and be trapping as well too. Um, King of Swords, they may think that the job, that you have boundaries, or you may need more structure. Either you have structure. It may be like the environment, though. It may need like a delicate balance of how much structure you have in the environment and um, how little structure I'm hearing. It's like it's about, so something that you have too much structure, some have too little structure, and something that you have like sort of the right balance of the structure that is needed into this environment, right? Because I'm hearing that it may need this environment may need like a sense of like structure to do it well. So some think that you find that, but I'm also hearing that it may be a sort of a judging environment where everyone's always judging how other people are doing. So it's sort of like some people may think you're doing good, some people may think you're doing bad, some people think you're doing in the middle, but it's kind of to do with the overall environment than it is anything to do with you, if that makes sense. Um, let's see what else. Um, I've got face your shadow. So I'm hearing that it's sort of like speak up. Interesting. So some they think that you need to speak up. Speak up. Some I'm getting a sense of a sort of a sense of you need to speak up, but it's almost like a balance of, there's a lot of fear. That's what I see. It's like everyone's always, I see for that, it's like everyone's almost watching their back, I hear, in this environment. And some think, oh, you need to speak up more. Some people, it's sort of like, I hear that it's sort of this, it's kind of a shaky environment where people are trying to find that balance of speaking up too much, watching their back with the face, the shadow, and how much control and balance they have over the environment, how much they should pretend to have or have, if that makes any sense. And it's sort of like, that's what I'm hearing. And also, I'm hearing that to maneuver in this environment, you have to combine your emotions and your intellect to sort of maneuver, because I'm hearing this can be a very tricky environment. So I'm hearing that, yeah, your coworkers, something that you what do you call it, you meet this balance very well, and some people think that you don't, and some people think it's something in the middle, but there's a lot of projections going on here. So I'm hearing that it may not have anything to do, or may not have anything to do with you, because there's a lot of projections going on, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing a lot of weird energy and projections going on. Interesting. So what are some other things that they think of you? So I got 3 and 4. Oh, well, that's a good one. You are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities through this deck. May the best find you. So I'm hearing that some have very positive feelings for you in your environment. And it's almost like, and I hear the word trauma bonding, like, because there may be, I don't know what kind of environment you're working in, but there may be some trauma bonding that occurs. So there may be I'm hearing there's a couple of people who think very positively of you, and it's almost like you're trauma bonded in this environment. And Queen of Wands, some people think you're intuitive and powerful, which is very, I'm hearing, apt for this job, because you need to, with Queen of Wands can be intuitive with her black cat, right? And it's sort of like, it's sort of like they think that you have that balance of power and intuition. I keep on hearing that a balance is needed in this company, sort of to do what is done. It's kind of a tricky situation, if you will. But yeah, I'm hearing a couple of people think very positively of you, and admirance of you. So it feels like a complicated, tricky environment. And I'm hearing, yeah, and use a certain brand of, and I say that you're mastered or almost mastered the sort of blend of emotionality that is needed for this environment, is what I'm hearing. You've um like you've mastered it, or you've almost mastered it, or you're working on mastered it. And either way, however far along you are in this, they commend you for this. They commend you for mastering this, or being on the path to mastering it, or already mastering it. And I'm hearing that whether you stay in this job or go to another job, they think the skills that you learn in this job will help you for other jobs and other areas of life. Interesting. So it's a very interesting energy I'm getting from this job. So that's all we've got for pile number 3. Let's take these cards back. I hope that you enjoyed that. Um, Here we go. I'm gonna put this right here just so it's all organized. And yeah, that was pile number 3. And now let us move on to pile number 4 and see what we get for what do your coworkers and or boss, what do the people at work think about you? So pile number 4, the yellow flashlight pile. Let's see what we have. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Four of Cups. I've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got, 2 aces, fascinating. And the Nine of Cups, fascinating. I'm hearing that some people think that you have it all. Some people think that you have it all, while some people, I'm hearing, some people don't, some people, and I'm hearing this is just projection, and it's just about, some people are maybe a little bit jealous, and they think that you don't appreciate what you have or how far you've come in the company. But I'm hearing these are just haters and people that aren't exactly good. So I'm hearing that those people, it's surely their projections, right? They're putting on you with the Nine of Cups and the Four of Cups. So I'm hearing that they almost feel that there's always an air of positive excitement in your life, and you may or may not feel this, but they almost feel like there's always something, an energy with it. We've got 2 aces here, which are 2 yeses. It's almost like, they feel, and then with the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Wands, it's almost like they feel, and then the Four of Cups is sort of like being unhappy or rejecting something. So that's what I'm hearing, that some think that you're just rejecting of the good that you have. But I'm hearing that that's not the case, and they're kind of putting their projections on you. But we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. They see you always moving forward into new beginnings, or a series of new beginnings. They may think that you're always going on fabulous trips or fabulous adventures. And I'm hearing, whether or not you feel this is what they kind of put on you. And the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, yeah, newness. You're always growing something new in the ground. This may or may not be part of like company life. So they almost see that you have they see that either you have a very like a very full life in the company, like you're always bringing. Okay, I'm hearing another thing. You feel if this is the Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands, or they feel that you bring new ideas into the company. For some cases, very new ideas with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. There, and you're able to ground them into the reality. You're able to ground your ideas. Because a lot of times with the Ace of Wands, it's like new potential energy, and like can it be grounded though, because it has no sort of what do you call it, it has no what do you call it, stability. But with the Ace of Pentacles, it has stability, so it's sort of like you're able to. But they sometimes feel like, oh, you have one project, you move on to the other, have another project, move on to another, without sort of appreciating or soaking into whatever that is, if that makes any sense. But they see you as, yeah, as having almost creating. They feel like you're almost going places and creating something, uh, out of the company. They almost see that you're creating. You could be either creating something in the company or outside of the company, and they almost see you as very rich. Whether that's not the case, and I'm hearing in some cases it's not, but they still see you as being like sort of rich and having it all, and sort of. And I'm hearing in some cases they may think that you're like a bratty rich person, but I'm hearing that this is their complete. Like I'm hearing just maybe one person, one or even two, but it's completely projection that they're putting on you that has really nothing to do with you whatsoever. But it's like one or two, they have like an attitude towards you, and think that you're like almost, you don't appreciate like, oh, like the raises that you've got or something that you've got outside of the company, or something like that. Like uh it's sort of like they kind of, yeah, but it's not. I'm hearing it's not the case. They're kind of a sour person. Like, so I'm hearing that maybe one or two people, they don't like you, but it's sort of like their own insecurities and their own, like. And I'm hearing interesting. Yeah, there's one or two. I'm hearing one person. They'd slip something in your drink if they could. I don't know why I heard that. That's interesting. That makes me a little paranoid. So maybe it's not going to resonate for everyone, but interesting. I just heard this. They'd slip something in your drink if they could. They have. Yeah, I'm hearing that one person in particular. Not, no, don't. It'll only take a sip of resonance, has poisonous intent towards you, and they could be a past life issue, could be an issue of like sort of competition within the company, sort of a combination of past life competition. And I'm hearing they probably won't slip something in your drink, but they could, or they do something messed up. Like, I don't know, like they if they got the chance they would, but they wouldn't do it. But if they could totally get away with it, they'd f you up a little bit. But they're not going to do that, because they lack the sort of, what do you call it, the hushba, or what's the yuspa or whatever, to do something like that. So they're not going to do that, but they think about it. They have dark thoughts of you, possibly from a past life conflict, or sort of some undercurrent of negative competition in the company. And yeah, let me see if I can pull another card, see what else we can get. And I'm hearing most people don't have a problem with you at all. Most people don't have a problem with you, but just like, I'm hearing 1 to 3, mostly 1, sometimes 2, sometimes I'm hearing that, like, but it's sort of like 10 of Pentacles. Like, again, they see that you have a lot of money, or they think that you have like a lot of expansiveness within the company and outside, and it's sort of like, yeah, like it's sort of like um they want to, I don't know, like they feel that you don't, yeah, that you don't appreciate it, even though you do, or you may have been. I mean, that you may have gotten moved up. I'm hearing it's like, I'm getting a sense of almost like the classic, like you moved up in the company in some way, or moved up in life, and it's sort of like they feel that they like it's sort of that competition, that classic workplace competition with a particular person, and sort of like they want more money. And yeah, I keep on hearing that you have money that they wish they had, but it's like it may not even be true is what I'm hearing. They're projecting this like weird thing on you. This one or I'm hearing in some cases it's a one, like three people, but in more cases it's one person, like and more likely to be one person. Although it could be three, I'm hearing, or even two or three, but more often it's one who thinks that you have, and they would do something bad to you if they could, but they're not going to because they don't have the shispa, that's a word to do that. And yeah, it's let's see if I can get some maybe words of advice for dealing with that person. Um, Revive the dormant. What I'm hearing for that is that if this a person has this issue with you, it's almost like if you were to just be. I'm hearing that if you were to almost be this person who's, in some cases, they could be, if you were to be extra nice to them, their meanness towards you would go away. Interesting. This isn't all cases, because in some cases that's not the case. But I'm hearing that they're almost. Yeah, I'm hearing another interesting. They may have wanted you. This is going to resonate for everyone. They may have wanted something from you in like a romantic or sexual way or something. This person. I'm not saying. Yeah, this is one person keeps on popping up is giving you sour energy. They may have wanted something. Like I'm hearing different threads. For some, if you were just to almost do something nice for them, they may like, or smile at them or something. They may switch their attitude towards you in a weird way. And I'm not saying you have to do that. But I'm hearing another thread. There's nothing you can do about it. Like they wanted something from you that you didn't. They wanted to revive something which is never going to happen. And or something like that, or they wanted something romantic. And so I keep on getting one person, and in some cases they could be shifted. In some cases they couldn't, and you just best to avoid them. But yeah, I'm getting that in some cases, if you were to give them like a energy of the smile, or an energy, they switch their negative hateful energy towards you. But in other cases that's not the case. And in other cases it's because they wanted something like almost emotionally or romantic from you, and they wanted to revive it, but it didn't. Somehow, even from a past life, they wanted something from a past life, or even from this life, and they have this sort of unfounded chip on their shoulder towards you for something that you didn't do. But yeah, I'm hearing that either way it's not your fault. So it's like you can deal with it in whichever way you wish, because it doesn't originate from you is what I'm hearing. Interesting. But yeah, the different energies here. But that's all we've got for pile number 4. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you have a good day.